What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a DIY mini split cleaning. I purchased a little kit on Amazon that makes cleaning these mini split head units a breeze. You definitely want to stay on top of the maintenance on these, or as you know, it can pile up, they get really dirty, and you have to pay a company to come in and fully disassemble them, clean them all out, and get you back up and running. If you stay on top of it, this is something you can definitely DIY. The kit only costs about $30 Canadian, and it did a really good job on cleaning out my indoor unit. So I'm going to pop these filters out, take them out in the garage. We'll start with cleaning those, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of cleaning one of these indoor head units. So I like to hit my filters with a little bit of compressed air. If you don't have an air compressor, you could buy one of those little computer duster cans, or just put these in a laundry tub or a big sink and wash them with a little bit of soap and water. That'll do just a fine job. Once those are cleaned, we can go ahead and take a look at the indoor unit. As you can see, my coil is nice and clean. This mini split is about 2.5 years old. As long as you keep those filters fairly clean, you shouldn't really have issues with the coil at this point. The main place you're going to see dirt and grime is in behind this louver. So we need to fire up the unit. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. I like to put it into fan only mode. We don't need to start up the compressor for this point. And then we're going to go outside and kill the power to the unit. Now out here at your outdoor unit, you should have a disconnect. You need to open that up, pull the disconnect out, or switch it to the off position. If you can't find your disconnect, you can always turn it off at the main breaker in your house, but you should have a disconnect nearby. So we kill the main power for two reasons. Number one being safety. We're going to be spraying water into this indoor unit, so we don't want any electricity in there. Number two is to gain access to the inside of the unit. As you can see, we have a good amount of dirt and grime building up on that blower wheel. That's what we're going to be tackling today for the most part. So we need the louvers to be open so we can access the mounting points without moving them manually. You don't ever want to pull on that louver or you risk breaking the stepper motor. So all we need is a flathead to unlock this middle piece. Yours might be a little different. Some mini splits have 2 or 3 of those locks. I have the EG4 solar mini split, so this is applicable to mine, but yours might be slightly different. Then we just need to pull the left side out of this little dowel and socket, pull the right side off of this stepper motor, and it's free. It's pretty easy to do. We're also going to take these gray louvers off, but this gives us a pretty good look inside the unit. It's pretty gross, like I said. Honestly though, not too bad for a mini split of 2.5 years. I've seen many that are way worse at the 1 year mark. That's why you really need to stay on top of this and keep it clean to keep this thing working well. Now this is where things get a little bit different if you were working on a different brand of mini split. On this EG4, we have really good access to the blower wheel. We can get in there with a brush and clean this out without disassembling the whole head unit. Other brands, you may have to disassemble the indoor unit, and you always risk cracking the plastic, breaking parts, losing parts when you fully tear it down like that. So for this video, we're just doing a nice, easy DIY. I've got this kit from Amazon here. This is basically a cleaning hood. It catches the water as we wash the indoor unit. It came with a couple brushes as well as this vinyl drain tubing that I have replaced. It was not very good. It's pretty badly kinked. So we're going to go ahead and install this on the indoor unit, and I'll show you how we're going to wash this thing down. So step one is to install this bib on the indoor unit. This is a really nice little feature. This is a separate piece from the main hood. On a lot of the plastic hoods I've used in the past, this is a common point where the elastic band will sag and you actually let a lot of water drip out the back onto the wall. This one you can tuck right up in behind the unit and it makes a nice seal on the hood. Step 2 is installing the hood itself. This goes on very easy. It's got nice rigid sides. It does include some little elastic straps, but on this unit specifically, I didn't need to tie them on. This one is good for 9,000 to 12,000 BTUs, and they also sell a larger one for, I think, 12,000 up to 36,000 BTUs, but this was very easy to install. Once it's on, we're just going to tuck that little bib into the main cleaning hood, so all that water that comes out of the discharge side of the mini split is going to go right down the drain. After that, we just need to place our bucket down here on the floor, put the drain line in the bucket, and now anything that we wash through this unit is just going to flow right down there into the bucket and collect, and we can dispose of it that way. This is just a spray bottle I have full of hot water. I'm not putting any chemicals on this. I'm just going to spray it down with nice warm water, let it soak for a few minutes. I find if you just let it soak for 5 or 10 minutes, it kind of gets in there and frees everything up before you start brushing. It makes it a lot easier to get the dirt and grime off of the wheel. While we're waiting for that water to soak into the blower wheel, I'm just taking a baby wipe or a wet paper towel and wiping all this nasty grime out of the inside of the shroud. I have some product we're going to try on this later to prevent buildup in the future, but for now we're just going to give it a good wipe down. Once this is all good and soaked, we can go ahead and take a brush. You can also, if you're in the other situation where you can't access the wheel, this is when you would get your little spray wand and just start hosing down that blower wheel. I'm only using the brush because we have good easy access and it makes a bit less of a mess than getting a hose in here. So I'm just going to work each fin manually with the brush, going back and forth, cleaning it out one at a time, and we'll get this thing shining in no time. After I've cleaned up one section of blower wheel, I like to hit it with the water again. It just helps move that dirt down and out of the way so you're not brushing it across the blower wheel onto the other sections. So I've got the brush sideways now. This is a little bit faster than going at it with the tip of the brush, but really just go at it however you can. Your main objective is just to get that dirt off and get things looking nice again. So here is the before shot of our nasty blower wheel, and here is what we're left with after only about 10-15 minutes worth of work. Honestly, it took more time to set up than it did to actually clean this entire wheel. I'm going to give it one more quick pass just for a few more spots I see, but other than that, we're looking pretty good. Now you're going to want to leave this bag on for a little while. This unit is going to drip for quite some time. I actually turned mine back on to fan only. I'm just running the fan on a nice low speed to get some air moving through it, get all that water on the blades kind of flung off into the bag and catch everything we can. After that, I'll pull the bag off, go in there with a paper towel and get everything thoroughly dry and all cleaned up. So once everything is good and dry, we can go ahead and put the filters back in. I've also reinstalled the main door. I didn't mention that in the video, but I popped the door off and just set it on top of the unit. My unit does have a little control pad with a light in that front panel, so I did not want to get that wet. At this point, I'm going to take some of this spray. This is called mold control. This was recommended to me by a friend. I've never tried this, but I'm going to go ahead and put some of this on the inside of the unit, just on the back of the shroud where we had a little bit of buildup. I'm not going to spray this on the coil or the blades or anything like that, but I'm going to put a little bit of a coating just on the inside to hopefully prevent growth in the future. So I'm just going to take a little paper towel here, soak it down pretty good, and we'll wipe it on the inside of that shroud and then let it dry. It says to let it dry for about 24 hours, but we'll give it maybe 20-30 minutes and that should be okay. I did actually have the power washer sitting here ready to go. Obviously, I was not going to turn it on to use it, but I thought about using this wand just to wash down the blower wheel. It makes a nice fine tip. It's got good pressure, but not anything too aggressive. Obviously, do not use a power washer in your house to wash your mini split. You would ruin it, but that wand would have come in handy if I didn't have good access. Other than that, we have the bags sitting out here in the sun. You want to make sure you dry these off really good before you package them away, or you will have a nice moldy indoor mini split bag next time you go to use it. I haven't showed you guys this, but I put my solar panels up on the fence pretty recently. I've got to fix up the wiring there, put it in some conduit, but those have been working well. I have the Sirius PV panels up here on the pergola still. Everything in the solar world still working great. So I hope you found this video helpful. If nothing else, I hope it at least inspired you to get inside your mini split and clean it out every 6 months to a year. It definitely pays to stay on top of this stuff. If you let it get too bad, you'll have no choice but to tear the whole unit down. And when you do that, you always take a little bit of a risk on breaking some plastic parts, tabs, the blower wheel itself. You don't want to be there, so stay on top of it, keep it clean. You'll have a much better time with your mini split. I'll put a link to the cleaning kit down below. It's honestly a pretty good little kit. I've used some more commercial ones in the past, and they are not as good as this one. It's a decent quality. Other than that vinyl drain tube, you may have to replace that if yours comes pretty kinked, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. So I'll have links below to everything, including the EG4 mini split, all my usual stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.